It's the Odd Drunk Podcast, a very strange podcast. The drunkest show in the world. It's Jackson and Colton talking out of their ass. We don't care as long as drinks are poured. Sometimes we have our friends here. We will talk about anything. We don't care as long as we have beer. And if you let that whiskey ring. The Odd Drunk Podcast.
Original Doom.
Yeah.
Doom 1 and 2.
Yeah, Doom 1 and 2. It's the Doom 1 and 2 like whatever it's called. Doom 1 plus Doom 2.
There I am. No, yeah, that's the best official port. Like it's the best official port that we've gotten.
It's a great port. I mean, it's got
all
all those like extra levels and like sigil and all
the
that
extra
stuff.
Levels and
it's got save states.
Deals, yeah. Save states, and it has some of the settings.
So you can quick save and save with your
UI settings and like all the expanded PC like aspect ratios, like a lot of stuff that G Doom did, that modders did, for free, and you can still play that. Although I don't know if it's being updated anymore, but there's a couple of different like
the problem with the Switch 2 is that when you play a game, your most recently played game is just like the first game on your menu, and when that's Doom, it becomes very difficult for me to like I turn out, like it'll be like, after work or after I cook dinner and I sit down, I pick up my controller, I'm like, what should I play? And it's the first option is Doom. I mean,
Doom's the only option.
I'm just gonna play Doom. Be like, okay, I guess we're playing Doom.
Yeah. You can never go wrong.
I mean, how
I don't care how old it is, but it's like the Wonder Bread of it's the
it's better than Wonder Bread. Come on.
It's better than that, of course. It's just a staple, okay?
Yeah.
In fact, we should just do another Doom episode proper. We could do one right now. I know we could just pull that out.
I mean, how often do we end up going on a Doom tangent?
The new the Dark Ages DLC's out. You get a spear, and it has some of the like old levels. I haven't played it yet because I still have to beat the Dark Ages. For some reason, and I did the same thing with Eternal too, but I did end up going back and beating that, and the DLC is really freaking tough on that one. But the Dark Ages, for some reason, I'll get in the rhythm of it. I was really into it when it first came out, but then kind of lose interest, and then honestly go back and play the original Dooms. So I'm still playing Doom. I'm just neglecting the Dark Ages, but it's a solid game. I don't think it got enough credit when it released because it wasn't Doom Eternal 2 like a lot of people wanted. They tried something else.
I mean, I think that's good. I think it's good. Doom Eternal is really good, but we've talked about it. I mean, Doom 2016 and
high skill
by
ceiling.
Extension, Doom Eternal is really kind of like Quake, more like traditional Doom.
Yeah,
but I'm also like.
Doom by the way, I think like all the Quakes are on Bethesda celebrating their 40th anniversary.
Yeah, I did.
And Quake is on sale. All the classic, everything.
I did see.
I might have to snag that.
I did see Quake.
I might buy that right while we podcast.
Yeah, well, I did see that, and I'm very tempted. But Quake 1 and 2 enhanced bundle $5.99.
Oh, the enhanced, okay. Oh. Yeah, I would definitely play it on my CRT that I've got going here.
Well, shit, dude. I guess I'm buying that. I
don't know. Yeah, just buying it live on air.
It's $5.99. Yeah. It's Quake. Come on, man.
I mean,
there we go. We'll download that.
Why is my Steam not launching? Steam is.
I check like the what do you call it? The Nintendo eShop every once in a while for like. I'll go in there and try to look at deals. And when I say deals, I'm not talking about like the 50% off, like good deals. I'm talking about the 95% off that are rare but occasionally happen. Does my camera seem all blurry?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if it's just a Wi-Fi
I'm just
thing
not
or
gonna
something.
worry.
I don't
I'm
know.
just not gonna worry
It's all
myself
good.
about it. But
It's all good. I see you.
yeah,
Uh, in some form. It's kind of like the Bigfoot videos. They're always
yeah. Except for
pixely.
it's a podcaster.
It's a podcaster. Yeah.
Be like, Jackson, I think I saw a podcaster the other day.
Now I'm really annoyed. My Steam isn't launching.
Huh. I'll be honest, I haven't played much on Steam recently because I've been
I was playing.
between like between like work and social life. I've been busy
In life, yeah.
and that's not a bad thing, but I've been busy, so it's my gaming has been just pick up the controller and play what's
I've been playing
there.
a lot of
Which
Tetris lately.
nice.
Well, really, my girlfriend found it on Netflix, the Tetris version on Netflix, and like Pictionary and all that. Like they have games on there. Like you hook your phone up to it, and as for much as it costs, hey, it's kind of a nice addition. I mean, get to stream some fun party games.
I talk about on the Game Boy, like the emulator, the Embernix. I know I like to talk about all the different retro games that I really like playing, but the reality is my most played game on that is Tetris.
Honestly, I thought about tracking down a Game Boy again just for that.
Yeah. Well, I like the Game Boy Color version, the Tetris DX. I think that's it's like Tetris DX. I guess among Tetris heads, there's the classic Tetris games, and then there's the newer ones, and they play a little differently.
They do play a little differently. I played a mobile one.
I think that out of like the classic style retro or like the retro Tetris games, I think Tetris DX is like one of the best. It's a good one.
Is that one with the different colors, right?
Yeah, it's got colors.
The colors.
Because it came out on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit more responsive and faster than the Game Boy version.
I need to just sit down and watch this movie because there's like a whole Tetris movie about the guy. It's partially about the guy who created Tetris, but it's mostly about the guy who acquired the rights of Tetris for the Game Boy.
Oh, is that movie with
like video game like
Taron Egerton?
Taron Egerton, yeah.
Is that his name?
And he tells the Nintendo, like executives that you put Mario on this thing, you'll sell like a few 100,000 copies. Like kids will like it. Okay.
Yeah.
But you put Tetris, everyone will buy this.
Bundling
he's right.
Bundling the Game Boy with Tetris was a good decision.
Such a baller move.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think Tetris is. Do you remember like when we talked about when we did our Spider-Man review last week, and I mentioned?
And I'm trying to get better at it because my girlfriend's just a natural.
Nice.
And I got almost like 100,000 points.
I'm okay. I can consistently get about 100,000 points, but I'm not like that good compared to like people who are good at it. No, I think remember if you remember when we did our Spider-Man Brand New Day review, which if you're listening, check it out. Go watch the movie first if you haven't.
If you're on Apple Podcast, if you have Apple Podcasts, it is nice because its algorithm or whatever comes up with the chapters.
Oh yeah.
I wish Spotify did. I think they might do that now. I don't know. I haven't looked, but it actually has like chapters. I was looking into some of our other episodes and other podcasts, and it says, "Oh, this part they talk about the spoiler section," and they talk, So if you have that does help. If you want to just jump in, and maybe, big maybe, because it would be a lot more work, but we might try to figure out at least chapters saying at least sections.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It'd be cool
we talk about this at this point.
Yeah,
because you could do that. We could do that when we upload.
No, but
just a little peel behind the curtain.
Yeah, but no. If you remember when we talked about that, I talked about like ranking a movie based off of like you can rate it based off of just like how much you enjoy it, or from like a critical film critic lens, but I mentioned like the idea of rating a movie based off of like how well it achieves all the stuff it's trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at games, you can look at them the same way. And I think Tetris is one of those games that if you look at it like that, it is a 10 out of 10 game. It's a perfect game.
Yeah,
it just nailed it. It's this perfect amount of like puzzle, but it's not too complicated. But it's
the
music,
the famous addict.
Yeah,
it's like the first mobile game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like addicted, but good. Like
Tetris, it's simple,
have
so it's
Candy
not
Crush
trying
and
to...
stuff like that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Tetris,
I did at one point download the phone, like on the Google Play Store.
Yeah, I have the phone
version of Tetris. It's fine. It plays good. I was pissed though. I was really pissed off at it because it has ads. And that's that's the type of game where
VPN will remove them.
Oh,
but
nice.
I would buy it for like $5.
Well, yeah, that's exactly. I was like, that's the type of game
you can't.
that I would just pay to not have ads.
They have a really scummy live service thing on there. Live service on Tetris.
It's like
it's
crazy.
But it's like
you go on.
You can pay
$5.99
for 30 days ad free.
That's ridiculous.
So you're perpetually paying for Tetris.
It's ridiculous. Like I'm like, no, I would pay $5.99 just to not have ads.
So,
ever. But
by the way, because of the Game Boy deal and everything, and just being a great game on its own merit that anyone can play, any age, Tetris is the best-selling video game of all time. Still,
I believe that. Yeah,
520 million total units sold across all platforms across as of December 2024. That includes approximately 70 million in physical sales. I'm assuming a lot of that was the Game Boy.
Probably.
And that version of it. And then 425 million in paid mobile downloads.
Wow.
People just buying it because, yeah.
Wow.
Some sources dispute this ranking and aggregating multiple versions. Minecraft follows the closest competitor to 300 and 400 million copies.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, and then GTA 5 with 230 million. And then Wii Sports. So the top selling games of all time, if you want to go by that metric, Tetris, Minecraft, GTA 5, and Wii Sports. And why? But Nintendo was smart because they packaged it with the Wii. Like
Wii Sports is a banger of a game.
We don't have that anymore. Companies don't do that. They don't package. Like,
No.
yeah, you can buy a bundle, but you're paying extra.
You have to pay extra. You gotta like the Switch 2
I guess Nintendo...
Mario Kart bundle. It's like, okay, you can pay for a bundle and you get a deal on Mario Kart, but it's more accurately you're not getting ripped off on Mario Kart.
You're not getting ripped off on it,
because $50 is a much more fair price for that game.
You know, with all the bad press Sony's been getting, rightfully so, announcing they're not going to produce any more physical games starting 2028, but that's still pretty close. And, just how shitty, like,
year and a half away.
Their exclusives are, and, like, how shitty, like, the online, paint to play online, anyways, but yeah, the whole physical thing was big final nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, if the PS6, whatever that would look like, or if that came bundled with Bloodborne, everyone would forget all the sins of Sony. That's all I'm saying. But we don't see that anymore.
No,
games don't get bundled. Like, the closest thing to that is a bundle, but you're still paying extra.
Yeah, like occasionally. Well, I don't feel like I've really seen this.
What major console's been bundled over a game where you're not paying extra?
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen this since
the
like
base
at
price.
Least the PlayStation 4, where you would get game, maybe not a launch title, but like a game that's bundled with a Xbox or a PlayStation. But I feel like I haven't seen that since at least the PlayStation 4.
I mean, obviously you get bundles when like Sony will release a new, like they had a Ghost of Yote edition bundle, but that's not. Yeah, but like an actual console that's released with a new game or an existing game concurrently,
for
the same price, that's something we don't see. I think the Wii with Wii Sports had to be the last one.
The last one that was like a launch,
And
like it came
like a launch.
like every Wii came with Wii Sports.
Now I got to go down this rabbit hole.
I mean, that was one of the things with the Switch 2 that people were annoyed about, because Nintendo announced like the Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which is it's like a little playable instruction manual. Basically, it's
okay.
weird,
So here's
but they charge $10 for it, and everyone's like, really, Nintendo, you can't include at least that.
Okay, here's some key examples here. I don't know if this is exactly but key launch titles. So some more recent ones. Okay, the Wii. Twilight Princess. Wow, Excite Truck, Call of Duty 3 on the Wii.
I need a tissue.
Xbox 360, Halo 2, Call of Duty 2, and wow, that's something else. And then PlayStation 3 came with Madden. Okay, but I'm talking about like best console launch games.
Yeah, because there's been a bunch of times, where it's like no extra cost, you get a game with the console, but it's not like a launch thing. Like every console comes with it. It's like that edition, something like that. I remember the Xbox 360 would do this a lot. Like they had a bunch of these where it would be like you buy an Xbox and you get a couple games with it, but it wasn't like every Xbox came with it type of thing. It was like, because I remember my family bought an Xbox 360 and it came with Lego Indiana Jones and the Kung Fu Panda game. That was the Xbox
Indiana Jones and the Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. a weird combination
crossover.
Of games. I remember the Kung Fu Panda game. The main game itself was very mid. It's kind of a typical like tie-in video game of its time, but it had like a side game mode that was like a fighter, like a Street Fighter, but you play as the Kung Fu Panda characters.
Oh, that's pretty.
And that was kind of
pretty
fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's the new Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, but I heard the PC launch is really bad, and I refuse to. But especially for a fighting game, I'm not gonna pay to play online on my place. I'll wait till the PC version gets fixed up. But it looks pretty cool, like a spiritual successor to Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, it does look good. Yeah.
If you're into like fighting games, isn't like my bread and butter, but like I respect a good fighting game.
I enjoy a good fighter.
But I'm not gonna drop like 60. Like I think it's like $50 or something like that. But still,
I feel like fighting games are one of those things where most people enjoy them casually, but you do get people.
As soon as you go online, though.
Well, you do get people who it's like it is their life. Like that's all.
As soon as you go online, most of those guys play online because they don't have real friends, so they grind and get really good at it. And then if you're just a casual like me, I'm a fighting game casual. Yeah. I'm not going to deny that. But like me, like I tried I got Mortal Kombat, the new one, for like $5 because they did a sale when the new movie came out, and I was actually getting good with Ghostface and stuff, which is kind of a funny character to have in there. But I was getting good and confident, and I beat like one guy that obviously was like my same level, it's like kind of casual. But then 5 times in a row, it was just like these people that like insta locked me in combos, like before I had a moment.
I remember,
and this guy was like, not bad.
I remember
so passive aggressive.
I remember playing like Street Fighter online, whatever Street Fighter was on the Xbox 360. I remember playing that. Me and my friends would play it a little bit, and it would be this game where like you could feel like pretty confident at it. Like I wasn't at the time. I wasn't terrible. Like I could go and my friends could come over, or I'd go to their house and we'd play, and I could win some games, and I could get through like the campaign in single player. And it would be like you're feeling confident, you're doing good, and then you're like, I'm gonna play an online match, and you go in, and your first opponent just like you don't get a single hit in,
Right.
and they just demolish you, and then they'll private message you afterwards on Xbox Live and go, "Hey, that was a good game. You just need to work on your defense a little bit. You know, maybe try this." And you're just like,
Yeah.
I hate you. Because
Yeah.
I know you're being nice, but it feels like you're just rubbing it in. I would have
Yeah.
rather you like insult me like your typical
It's like I was just
Xbox Live person does.
I was just a warm up, you
Yeah.
know. Just a warm up.
You're like you're too nice for Xbox Live. Xbox Live people are supposed to be little dicks.
All right. Anyways, this is an old ass. Here's a list from IGN, which, yeah, they're not my favorites, but it's the first one I found. Launch title games.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna go real quick. 10 Castlevania Circle of Moon was on Game Boy Advance.
Oh, that's a good one.
I did not know that.
That's a good launch title.
Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast.
Okay.
Then we got Zelda Twilight Princess on the Wii. I do remember it coming out on the Wii, but it didn't come with the Wii unless there was a bundle that
there must have been a bundle
I missed
or something.
out on.
Yeah.
But Twilight Princess is goated, honestly, and that I hope after Ocarina of Time, I'm assuming they'll do.
Have you ever heard the fun fact about so that's the only game in the series where Link is not left-handed?
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
And the reasoning is because of the Wii remote. But the thing is,
people are right-handed.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, they developed the game originally for the GameCube, not for the Wii. So what they did is they literally just flipped the game.
The entire game.
Yeah. So like the GameCube version is
the
mirrored or something like that. Yeah.
That's funny.
Or maybe they flipped it before they released it or something like that. But that's how they did that. They literally just mirrored the game.
Next we have Wii Sports, which that actually just came with the base Wii. Like it wasn't a extra bundle.
Yeah, that was like every single Wii that had Wii Sports.
Tetris with the Game Boy, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. I wasn't around for that, but I believe it. It's on there. Breath of the Wild. Yeah, we're not that old, for crying out loud. Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch. That came with it?
No.
It was a launch. But I thought that was on Wii U anyways.
It was on Wii U.
So
I could be wrong. I'm 90% sure that the Switch 1 did not have any included. Like you had bundles you could buy, but there was no game that was just included with this console.
That's what I'm really talking. Okay, and then Super Mario 64.
Because I bought the Switch 1 and I bought Breath of the Wild.
I remember buying them both separate. Yeah. I played it on the Switch Lite.
Nice, yeah.
That was actually my first Switch. I miss my Lite.
I had the Switch at launch. Well, I think it was like it came out, and I remember it because of scalpers at the time. It was just impossible to find, and I got really lucky and found a bundle at like GameStop like that summer when I was at home with my parents.
The Switch Lite, I don't have a cool story about it, but I miss it.
That's a good.
I sold it, and I feel stupid for selling it. Like honestly,
I kind of wish I hadn't sold mine. Yeah.
I might break down and get like the blue one, not blue, the indigo, like the GameCube color one.
Oh yeah,
that's the one I want if I get it again.
I had the yellow one.
I've seen a lot of people selling them for like $80, $100 here. There,
Yeah, occasionally I see someone selling them for like I saw one on Facebook the other day. Someone was selling one, and it came with a case and a few games, but they were selling it for $200, and I'm like, that's
oh my god,
that's brand new price. That's not good.
Yeah. Even if with the game, I'm gonna be buying the Switch too. Basically, whenever the Ocarina of Time remake,
sometime this year, I think.
Yeah, because I honestly was just kind of patiently waiting for the Switch 2 to come out with just more games to play on it.
Yeah.
That I can't already play otherwise. Basically, the Nintendo exclusives.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a little bit more because obviously I heard Donkey Kong Bonanza is really good.
I have not played it yet.
I would like to check it out. Obviously Mario Kart World, that'd be fun with friends and everything. You know, I think if I get the bundle, I'll get it with that. Because now I saw you can pick a game like a bundle, but you get to pick the game, and I forget what the three choices were.
Mario Kart World is it's decent, but if you have the choice between that, there's a couple other games depending on what the other options are.
Let's see what the options are.
I hear Pokopia, whatever it's is good if you like those types of games.
Do you really reckon me for that kind of person? No, just kidding. No, it looks good. It looks good. I like that. I can chill out. I remember when Harvest Moon, everyone was talking about the new Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
Or was it no, Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Everyone was freaking out about the new Animal Crossing, and I had the Switch Lite version, and I did get into it for a fat little minute there. It was a comfortable. It was a nice, cozy game to play between.
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
That was like I had the original Switch, and I think I got rid of it at some point, and then I bought a Switch Lite, It was during COVID. And someone was selling one used with Animal Crossing because that had just come out.
Yeah.
And my problem with Animal Crossing is that the game does the whole the time in the game is the time on the clock of your console. So when it's 10 o'clock at night in real life, it's 10 o'clock at night in the game, and all the villagers are asleep, and I hate that.
Right.
It's the reason why.
Isn't there one where you can be a murdering psychopath, like an indie game that's like a
probably.
I swear I played one. It was like a riff off of Animal Crossing.
Well, there's the one game. It's the Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is it's basically Animal Crossing if you like Disney. And I'm like, I like Animal Crossing. I like Disney. I was curious about it, and I had a coworker.
I'm buying Quake 2.
Nice.
I'm buying Quake 2.
Just both of us on live.
Yeah, yes.
But I had a coworker because I'm like, I like Animal Crossing, I like Disney, that I've heard good reviews, and I had a coworker who was playing it, and I was like, let me ask you one question. Does it do the thing that Animal Crossing does where when it's 10 o'clock at night in real life, it's 10 o'clock at night at the game? They said, yes. I'm like, then I'm never buying that game because I hate that.
I don't know. I kind of liked it. It made it more immersive for me.
But when the only time you can play is at 9 o'clock at night,
I get that.
Then I get that. Every time I log in,
well, it's yeah. You got to get those mornings early morning sessions of Animal Crossing. Make a cup of coffee and manage your farm or whatever.
bring my Switch with me to work. Play it on my lunch
break. Yeah. But that's the Switch Lite.
The Switch Lite's great.
Throw it in your pocket. Yeah. We need more consoles of that form factor.
Yeah.
And I know Ambernick and those different retro companies make all that stuff, but I would love to see a new mainline thing like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know,
if portable.
Like I love my Steam Deck. It's probably my favorite console of this decade at least. And well, calling it a console is still, it's a console.
Yeah.
But it's But every time I have to explain it to a casual, I go two different routes. I either just oversimplify it and I'm just like, oh, it's like a Switch, but it plays more games.
Yeah.
Or I'll just over explain it and kind of just scare them off, and they'll be like, oh, weird nerd. Where I'm like, well, it's technically a portable PC and it runs off Linux, and it's it can be a console, but it can also be a PC.
I just tell people, I say it's it's a
It's like
handheld console and it can play PC games instead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I guess that's the good third option there. But it's big. I mean, it's travel friendly, but it's not
it's like
throwing your
when
backpack and forget about it.
It's travel friendly in the sense of if I was going on vacation and wanted to bring it so I could play it in the hotel room.
Yeah, it's like
it's that.
I mean, yeah,
kind of travel,
but it's
friendly.
not like on the go.
Like, and you know, like
I guess you could do that, but you know, you'd be carrying a big chunky case.
Yeah, and the Switch
all the
2
time.
is a little bit better than the Steam Deck. It's a little thinner. It's a little bit more portable, but it's still like it's not pocketable. you need a bag.
And yes, I love the big screen, but give us a more pocketable form factor of that.
Yeah.
Which really, what I'm saying, Nintendo just do a Switch Lite 2.
Yeah.
Or just, well, I don't even think they have to do that. Just, I'm glad Nintendo has that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a Switch Lite 2
I mean, honestly, what I would want would be like if Valve were to release something that was like a Steam Deck Lite.
Yeah.
So like, and they'd be like, yeah, this is
for indies.
Yeah, this is underpowered. This
only.
is not for new games. This is for
you're not gonna play Black Flag.
This is for games that are a decade old. And games that are like indie games. You're gonna be playing Hollow Knight. You're gonna be playing.
That would be goated. Just a nice little indie game.
You're gonna play Hollow Knight. You're gonna play like, Fallout New Vegas or stuff like that. Like it's like that's what it's for. But the trade off is that it's much more pocketable.
Yeah, because until obviously it has to be a bigger form factor to actually contain and cool down, contain the GPU and the CPU and everything. And
but I feel like that could sell well, especially if they they're upfront and they actually market it that way, and they're like
market it like as a retro for retro heads.
Like this is for indie games and old games and stuff like that. But it's
and
really
obviously you can emulate on it, and you can do the whole Steam Machine thing. From what I was reading and some videos watching on it, and honestly, my opinion is like, okay, yeah, it's like 1100 or something like that for the, I think, like the best I think the best version is still like 1300, like with the a terabyte storage,
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, let me see on the Steam store here. But all things considered, if you were someone that wanted to get into the PC world, I heard it is a great option.
Yeah.
For people, like it helps you learn. Like I heard, like that's still significant. Like, okay, $13.49 for the 2 terabyte version. And it comes with extra faceplates, and those look cool, like how you can customize it and stuff. Fun. But yeah, I heard it's a great introduction to PC gamings, but obviously they kind of market it to people that want to set it in their living room, just the cube. But like, if I had nothing, I mean, I think honestly, as much hate it's got for the price, I think it's actually still pretty reasonable considering what you get. You get 16 gigabytes DDR5, 8 gigabyte VRAM. You get the Steam controller, which looks great.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's apparently, I mean, they marketed it as like 6 times powerful Steam Deck. I don't know what that exactly means, but it looks like it can play new games, maybe not flawlessly. And it can play all the old games you like.
Nothing that it can't run at least decently.
Yeah, and it's small form factor, I honestly, I think if it weren't for certain global events and certain government leaders out there, I think it would be a little cheaper than what they are selling it for. I would like to imagine the premium edition would have capped off at about 1100. if things,
Yeah.
fared well. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Definitely I could see it. Because I was more imagining and getting the feeling that like the 512 gigabyte version would be like $800 range, and that probably I bet that's what it was. But
Probably.
And also
yeah,
the AI boom and everything making RAM so expensive, and all the great things it's doing for us. Right. Anyway, that's enough of that. I know we're gonna talk about another movie that came out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I do have one more thing. I got the rat distortion pedal.
Oh yeah,
absolutely love it. Just a killer pedal.
Awesome.
Guy over there just been playing with it, and it's so good because there's so many different tones you can get out of it, and you can get just like crunch, or you can get high grain. The filter knob, you can make it either where it's on the lower end or like high, and like get the mids out. It has really mids. It really cuts through. And guitar playing, for those that don't know, is where the mid is actually desirable.
Yeah.
You want the mids. Anyways, I love it a lot. I love my rat. I love playing with my rat. Yeah. It's pretty sick. As a musician, as a guitar player, it's fun to have just a fun pedal. Because the last couple purchases I've got have been strictly utilitarian, like the comp. Yeah. Like, the compressor pedal isn't fun, but it's extremely... It's
very useful.
It's very helpful, very useful.
Yeah.
It tightens everything up. And I guess the chorus pedal was fun, but there's something about a distortion that just
good old distortion pedal.
Good old distortion that gives me that childlike wonder.
Yeah,
makes me geek out. Yeah, and the history of it. I like the history of it. Yeah. Like the one I'm playing is the 1988 model, and apparently the original I think was built in like the late 77 or 78. And it was just like an electronic shop. They weren't like a Michigan, I think, or something. Let's see. But like the original was built like on accident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think they were necessarily trying to make like a distortion pedal. It's like one of those things where Wait, let me here we go. And then obviously you had the Boss DS1. That's also another major, just classic distortion. I was close to getting that one. But this one has more range, I think. Yeah, the Procro Rat was a legendary distortion pedal developed in 1978 by engineers Scott Burnham and Steve Curley. And the rodent-infested basement of Procro's Sound in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Hence the name. But I know like the clipping that gives it, its distinct sound was something, it was discovered like on accident. And then, they have the version I'm playing is the Rat 2.
Nice.
Technically. Yeah, with the filter control, which just 3 knobs. That's all you need. Anyway, there's a just brief history of that guitar pedal.
Yeah. I've been playing around a lot. I've been sending you pictures. I picked up an MP3 player.
Yeah,
just a cheap.
It looks like an iPod too.
Yeah, it's a pretty cheap one. It's not like the absolute most dirt cheap one you can buy. The cool thing it's not perfect. But the cool thing is that the scroll wheel actually scrolls and actually works.
That's fun.
So I've been having a lot of fun.
Does it play Doom?
No. Well, so one of the cool things about this one in particular is you can get Rockbox running on it. Rockbox is a firmware that people who like to mod iPods have created.
Oh yeah.
So you can get Rockbox running on this. It's supported by the people who make this device. And apparently Rockbox you can get Doom running on it.
It's what?
Apparently, a rock box you can get
Oh.
to running on iPod.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of course.
So,
no, and you got the corded headphones wrapped around it. You know?
and I've been going through. I had some MP3s on Amazon. I managed to get
I miss
into
the aux cord.
I managed to get into my old iTunes account and had a bunch of music on there. And I got some other albums from other means. But it's cool. Yeah, it's fun.
Sailing the seven seas.
Yeah. But no, I've been wanting to do something like this, and I'd like to at some point grab an actual iPod. My mom has one that she's gonna send to me at some point, but it probably needs a lot of TLC. Probably new battery, probably new screen, stuff.
And
like that.
DLC.
Yeah.
Downloadable content.
But it's been fun because it's like, we've talked about like streaming services are cool, but also,
price gouging,
and they're using AI and forcing AI onto you, and you don't own your music, and Spotify does everything in their power to not pay musicians.
That does make me feel kind of shitty using it.
But there's also part of it, like what I've kind of come to realize is like, streaming kind of changes the way you listen to music. I think sometimes, where when you have everything at the tip of your fingers at all times, you appreciate it a little bit less. And you put on music to fill space, to fill silence, rather than to actually appreciate the music. And I'm like, I remember going like back, having an iPod, being like, it's the convenience of digital music. It's not the same as physical media, but it's still like, this is my collection of music that I've curated specifically for me. And I remember like going and buying, get in an iTunes gift card and be like, I can get 2 albums with this. What albums am I going to get? Oh my gosh.
I remember.
And I kind of want to reconnect with a little bit of that attitude, and even just already,
I think it also forces you to listen and appreciate to a limited to what you actually have. And it's with everything at your fingertips, sometimes you still end up listening to the same things again and again anyways. But I think you take it for granted, but no, it's definitely fun. That's why I like, collecting vinyl, like preserving that physical media. Like if the Wi-Fi goes out, power went out, I would still need power. But I would still have those vinyls, and maybe I could find a gramophone. No, but having your own collection that's not influenced by AI or just trends or whatever, Spotify or Apple or whatever they recommend you. I think that's special.
And even already it's kind of like, put down my phone, I put in these headphones, and
getting off the phone.
An album feels better to me than pulling up.
It's like
Spotify.
You're devoting time to the actual music, because like on the phone, and I'm guilty of this, like where I'll just put on, like you said, as background, or and also sometimes I might be into an album or something, and then a text pops up or whatever, and then or a notification, and then like that kind of draws me out of it. I mean, I can silence that, but having a separate dedicated device.
Like last night, I pulled.
Honestly,
I put
like
on Weezer last night on here. I'm like,
nice. I saw the Green Album
sitting in my bed, listening to that, and it's cool. It's
and
I'm not like, I mean, I am gonna try to not pay for streaming as much anymore, but like I'm not going as far as to be like, I'm never allowed to use Spotify ever again, or YouTube or whatever.
Right.
I'm like, no, if there's an album that I don't have on this that I really want to listen to, I'll just go on YouTube and listen to it. It's fine.
Honestly,
but,
I've kind of thought about going to YouTube Music.
that's what
Just get
I've
all the
always
live
paid
stuff.
for, because it's really not that. It's only a few dollars more expensive than Spotify, and you get the YouTube Premium.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like $16 a month. You get YouTube Music and YouTube Premium, and that makes it feel a little bit more worth it to me. But no, I've been
When you get the live versions and all the different stuff that people post, you know, so
Yeah.
like you can
and you
find
just
so
get
many different-
YouTube with no ads, which is nice.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
the premium. Maybe I do have YouTube.
If you
Music
pay
and
for
I just
YouTube
haven't been
Premium, you
using
have
it.
YouTube Music too.
So I just haven't been using it.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I'm not
I'm
saying,
downloading
and
that
YouTube
live.
Music isn't necessarily any better than Spotify or anything, but if you're paying for YouTube, you get YouTube Music.
Yeah, I might as well try it out.
But no, I've been using this, and it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Playing my little, they're not called MP3 players, they're called digital audio players, DAPs. But I keep falling back into calling it an MP3 player, because that's what they are.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't only play MP3s.
Yeah.
But that's it's been cool.
All right. Sorry, that was a lot of dead air. I'll put I should have played the crickets. So I have to edit that in post. Or maybe I didn't. Or whoever's editing it. Oh, there it is! Yay! No editing required. And yeah, I think I swear we will have a topic episode next time.
Yeah. This is fine though.
But this is fine.
Yeah.
I wanted the so yeah, we did our brand new day review last week, and since then I have seen it again.
Okay.
And my opinion hasn't really changed. In fact, I mean, yeah, it's still recency bias. Like, I'm just gonna acknowledge that. But I saw it again, and knowing about expecting the Jean Grey story and everything, it wasn't as that part of it wasn't as jarring to me.
Okay.
I accepted it, and the previous positives, the character interactions and all that was still good. And if anything, yeah, I think that's going to stand the test of time, at least for me. And honestly, yeah, I think I like it even more now.
Nice.
To be honest, I went back and watched Spider-Man 1 and 2. Over the course of a couple days, and one feels they both generally. I mean, obviously they're 20-year-old movies now.
Yeah, I did watch Spider-Man 1 the other day,
but they feel even older now. And I don't mean like as they haven't aged as well, but they do show their age. And I'm not just talking the 2000s stuff, but I'm talking like they are very just on the nose comic book movies. Like it's the dialogue, the sets of it all. Like it's very much a contained, like this is a movie. Like it's a bit corny, but it does its job. And that's also Sam Raimi too. But
yeah.
2 though, when I was watching 2, which was I thought was the best one, at least considering live action. Now Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, it changes the discussion a little bit. Yeah. But 2, I always held it as the best live action one. And it's there's definitely aspects of it that hold it back and especially feel even worse in comparison now. like compared to Brand New Day. And the key part is the whole basically supporting characters.
Yeah.
Zendaya's MJ is so much more interesting character and has so much more to do and to act, and it's just better. Like like the actual interactions, it feels real. They have real chemistry, and even when she in this reality where she forgot him, they still have more chemistry than the one that knows him.
Yeah.
The just standard. And so I like her MJ so much more. His and just the supporting cast in general, I think, is Toby does a lot of heavy lifting, and so does J.K. Simmons. He's great as J. Jonah Jameson. That's why he's the only one. So he's one of the better supporting cast in the original Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
But like with his core friend group, Harry is insufferable, and especially I just don't like James Franco anymore. Weirdo. Yeah. But besides that, he's just not. He's a very his dialogue is he's just a very like one note character, just wooden dialogue. Like he's like, I hate Spider-Man. Oh, Peter, you're my friend. Oh, I want to kill him. Like it's not a real person. He's not written like an actual person. Yeah. And that's kind of the problem with a lot of characters that obviously Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, he's great. Like he does the role and is pretty much how I would imagine.
I like Alfred Molina and like everything.
But so Toby, Alfred Molina, and J.K. Simmons do great in it, but like everyone else, and like Aunt May is fine. She's the elderly Aunt May, the original Aunt May. But like it is held back by that, and I think Brand New Day has a way better supporting cast and supporting characters. I believe in Ned and Peter's friendship so much more.
I did see someone,
I believe in MJ and Zendaya's MJ.
I did
his
see someone
so much more.
Like they posted online like that, like which version of Peter has the better like best friend, and it was James Franco, and it was what's his fucking name from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, he had a friend in that?
Harry, isn't it?
Oh, in the second.
That was like someone's comments. They were like, I forgot that Andrew Spider-Man had a friend. And then Ned, and everyone goes, Ned's the best one.
Clearly.
And you know why? Because Ned was actually written to be Peter's friend. Harry was written to have the betrayal and revenge arc. He's not written actually to be Peter's friend.
No.
Whereas like Ned has much better chemistry because it's like, no, he's actually written to first and foremost be Peter's friend.
Well, that's true. That is true. Like the writing itself. But also another thing about the older ones compared to Brand New Day specifically, I like how he's in the suit a lot more in Brand New Day. I like how it's a Spider-Man movie. Yeah. Like, and it showcases that. And I like that, it's grounded, but it's still in the Marvel universe. And the old movies, that's not to their own fault. Like, and they're still very they're extremely comic booky, almost to a fault, but I like it. I Green Goblin saying, I'll get you, Spider, all that.
I love it.
But Spider-Man 2, though, I think has been dethroned for me.
Nice.
It's just a little like his whole turmoil, and especially, honestly, it's really the MJ scenes, and like that relationship is just so bad. And like, it's like, and it's both of them that make it awkward and bad. And I know it's supposed to be awkward, but it just is. And like,
it's
and the whole bit, like how she's honestly like, she gets so butthurt and pissed off that he can't make it to her play. But it's like, girl, like clearly this guy is struggling. He's struggling to pay rent. His aunt is having her house foreclosed on her. Mm-hmm. His scooter just got rid. Like, you're not even considering anything he's going through. Yeah. And you're just, worried about your play, and my friend saw it, and also when he does see it, but then he's weird in that movie too.
Yeah,
Toby, we talked about it in the commentary, like how Doc Ock tells him poetry works good, right? So what does he do? He immediately starts reading poetry, and I get it. He's a nerd, and they do it really well in that one, especially when he loses his powers.
yeah.
Like, he is a weirdo nerd, and Peter Parker's supposed to be, right? But like,
I always like to say that Toby is a really good Peter because he's his face is very punchable.
Very, yeah, and it
especially
just felt,
like when he's got the glasses and everything.
And just to sum up my thoughts, it just felt even cheesier now, like even more dated after seeing Brand New Day, and then going back to I still love them. It's still like the action is so good, and the whole emotional arc is great, but the nostalgia lenses are gone. I can see it like being like, especially if I was a kid growing up now, I'd be like, that's lame. No, just kidding. I wouldn't be like, that's lame, but like the dialogue, it can be hard to get through.
Yeah.
But I was watching the Spider-Man 2 extended edition. Maybe that's why it felt worse than I remember, because the extended edition is kind of worse.
Yeah.
Because it has longer drawn out awkward dialogue, but of course, I'll keep you updated if I change my mind, in the future. But I can say that Brand New Day is my favorite live action depiction of Spider-Man.
Nice.
It just is now. And that's after seeing it twice. So you can't say, oh, it's just recency bias is there, but we'll see. We'll see if I change. Now, like I said, throwing into the Spider-Verse in the mix, that things get difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse is...
because those are really good. But, they're not a traditional Spider-Man story, but neither is Brand New Day.
Yeah.
The only one that's a traditional is the first one, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, the Toby trilogy is more like
the second one
early...
too. Yeah, the second one too.
Yeah.
The third Spider-Man 3
no.
brings in more villains all at once, and it starts to feel weird.
Do you like do you like Spider-Man 3 more than TASM 2? Or which one do you like the least?
I kind of like TASM 2.
It actually is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like there's a nostalgia lens and the memes to help Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
But
I think it's the worst Green Goblin, though.
Yeah.
I mean...
But no, TASM 2, I mean, it's not like an amazing film or anything, but I kind of like TASM 2. I think it's fun.
You know what helps it, I think, stand out? I think it's the relationship between him and Gwen.
Yeah, that's
Gwen. That really helps it.
Yeah.
If that wasn't there, it would be extremely low tier. Like, the villain, I don't know. It kind of suffers the same thing as Spider-Man 3, too many villains and not enough time each. Electro.
They weirdly introduce Black Cat and then do nothing with her at all.
Oh yeah, they like hint towards it, right?
She's in the movie. She's a character in the movie. She's
Selena Kyle? Who?
Black Cat. Oh,
not Selena Kyle, sorry.
Yeah.
Felicia Hardy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Black Cat.
Oh. Well, it's probably gonna be in the Sinister Six movie or whatever they canceled.
Yeah. She plays like she has a role in the movie. She's just like, it kind of amounts to nothing.
Like a secretary, she's like
a secretary, or like pretending to be the secretary so she can steal shit or something like
for
that.
Harry. Yeah. Anyways, another update on Brand New Day. On its box office, it's having grossed $1.6 billion worldwide in just 10 days.
Wow.
And still, the biggest domestic opening weekend ever. surpassing Avengers Endgame, and the second biggest open weekend globally.
Wow. Yeah.
And of course it is. I mean, it's Spider-Man and it's good.
Yeah.
Like, even a mid Spider-Man movie would probably do this well. Maybe not this well, but it's Spider-Man.
Be doing
like,
well. Yeah.
It would a mid Spider-Man movie. Like, if you look at all the different box offices, even they range like 800 million. Like, I think Spider-Man always makes money.
Yeah.
that's the point.
I saw someone online. They were like,
I think it would have diminishing return. It would have a big opening weekend, but if it was bad, it wouldn't crack over 1 point.
I saw some like post online that someone was going like, why doesn't Marvel just buy Spider-Man from Sony? And it's like, Sony ain't willing to sell Spider-Man. You kidding me?
It's that. And
that's
also
one of their cash cows.
From what I understand, what their deal is that Marvel. So when Sony makes a standalone Spider-Man movie like this, Marvel gets 25% of the gross.
Yeah,
something like that. But on the condition that Marvel can use Spider-Man in Avengers and crossover projects, and when he's in one of those, Marvel gets 100% of that.
Yeah.
And then I think TV rights is a little different. I think Sony is exclusive.
Yeah,
but Marvel still has its hands in that pie somehow. But
and
basically the idea is
non-film and TV stuff is all Marvel.
And like the idea, and all the merch and everything and toys, whatever, that's Marvel / Disney gets all that.
Yeah.
So, but it seems to be working with, but apparently like Sony's canceled like all the expended villain stuff because Madam Web was so bad, Morbius, all that. But apparently, like, I heard rumblings that like the Sinister, like all these villains that like Marvel is like waiting time to just utilize all of them. But I don't know. I heard a rumor that I kind of hope isn't true because I think it'd just be too much. But that they would be bringing like the whole Spider-Man Rogues gallery. But there was like concept art for the Sinister Six movie that was released. And that was going to be TASM 3.
Yeah,
it was going to be the Sinister Six movie, basically. That would be TASM 3. They had the
weird guy in the fedora. That was like
in the basement full of villain outfit, like backpack, like the tentacles in this version is just a backpack. Like that's terrible.
It's terrible.
That it means anybody can be Dr. Octopus. He's not cursed.
He's not. He's just
it's
waiting.
Just a technology
waiting to find
that
the right
existed.
Guy, not like a tragic
like
Doc
it's
Ock.
already been invented by someone else, and it takes away all their, unique. I'm so glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
that would suck.
That would have been terrible.
Anyway, let's talk about the Odyssey a little bit.
Yeah,
we also saw that, and I think this one we're gonna be a little bit might be a little bit more divisive on this one.
Yeah,
that's from what you
maybe
to that.
Maybe I mean it was good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay,
it is a good movie. I enjoyed it. It changes stuff from the source material, and
yes,
and there's definitely some interesting choices made. And no, I'm not. When I say changes stuff, I'm not talking about like all the internet outrage changing stuff. It doesn't matter.
No, the armor's not accurate,
or they left out certain parts. No, there's a really good review by what's her name? Sarah Wilson.
I still gotta read that.
Let's see.
Well,
Um,
I really
Emily Wilson,
like
who's
Emily Wilson.
she's a classicist who did the translation of it, and she's really
Oh.
mean in her review, but her review is mainly focused on basically saying that she thinks that Nolan missed the point of the Odyssey and changed a bunch of the characters in a fundamental way. I'm not an expert on the Odyssey, but I did notice while watching it, I did notice how they changed Odysseus as a character, and I'm
Yeah,
not
do you tell?
I'm
I didn't
not
really notice
well,
that.
so I'm not like I'm not an expert on the Odyssey, so I'm my observations are surface level.
Okay.
But I think the first thing I noticed that it boils down to is that in the movie, Odysseus is he's haunted by what he sees as his mistakes. He like
Well, he's the Oppenheimer of the Greek world. It's parallels, Colton. It mirrors the story.
Poetry. Yeah.
The Trojan horse was the end of
the Age of Bronze.
Civilization, the Age of Bronze.
He's
yeah.
I feel this Age of Bronze is collapsing or something.
Yeah. Because
it's a silly line. I think people are overplaying how silly that one. It's fine. But I did notice that one when I was watching that. But no, yeah, he's they try to play into this like he sees his mistakes, he regrets stuff, he is like wanting for a better world. The Odysseus in the book or in the original poem is basically, and I know classicists will be angry at me by simplifying it like this, because they'll say, oh, he's a very complicated character, but I'm like, okay, but he's really fucking smart dude who is a badass, and he knows he's a badass, and he doesn't regret doing the Trojan horse. He thinks it was rad.
Yeah,
actually.
Now that I think about it, that whole aspect, that whole part of the movie, that's Christopher Nolan telling his like story he wants to tell. I think it's more like, well, reflecting back on Oppenheimer, middle-aged like Chad white guy regrets his decision.
Yeah.
Plot, and he did that with Batman too, you know. But like the whole like I do remember like an actual reading the classic is that like there was no such like discussion of whether he did the right thing or not, or if he did something bad.
Odysseus
it was like, no, yeah, we basically, yeah, like you said, like we kicked the Trojans' ass. We got the hell. Okay, now it's time to get back home.
Yeah, Odysseus is the hero because he's the smartest dude. He's just like, he's so smart. He came up with a really good plan.
He was never depicted as like a tragic.
Yeah.
Well, his tragedy is the journey and it taking like 20 years and everything. But he wasn't depicted as like.
But then there's like, you know, the tragedy. His tragedies are like, you know, in the movie implies that like it all comes down to like the breaking of the law of Zeus with the Trojan horse, and that was like the ultimate betrayal. No, like in the book, his tragedies come down to that he is an asshole.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when they shoot Polyphemus, I'm probably mispronouncing that. The Cyclops. So in the movie, he shoots the Cyclops in the face the last second. And in
the Cyclops sequence was great, by the way. It is a horror sequence.
Yeah, it's a great sequence.
And you know, they use the mixture. Yes, Nolan does actually use CGI. People
does. Yes.
By the way, he just likes using it sparingly. But they use like a big giant puppet, but then enhanced it.
Yeah, they put
like clearly they enhanced that with CGI. It's not just
I think they did some
or whatever
miniature shots or something like that.
No, they definitely did. There's a lot of miniature type stuff in this.
Yeah,
a lot of it feels like Sinbad.
Yeah, but like, you know, in the movie he comes up with a cool plan to escape the Cyclops. Cyclops is by himself. That's in kind of an I want to say it's
supposed
an
to be an
important,
island of Cyclops.
yeah, I want to say it's an
side.
important, like a fundamentally important change, but it kind of it changes a little bit. So like, but in this, like, he comes up with the plan, and then kind of in his hubris, but like more out of like revenge,
just spite,
type of thing,
yeah.
as spite, he fires the arrow. In the poem, what he does is there's an island of Cyclopses, and when he comes up with it, because Odysseus, he's always the clever dude, he's always the smartest guy in the room. He tells the Cyclops that my name is and the translation is no one or no man. So when he shoots the Cyclops,
he says that though.
Yeah. So when he blinds the Cyclops is going, "Oh, I was blinded by no one."
By no one.
So all the other Cyclopses are like, "You fucking idiot."
Yeah.
And then when he's sailing away, he shouts his name back at Polyphemus.
yeah. And then Poseidon.
And then Poseidon.
Because that was his son.
It. Yeah. So it's like, and that was Odysseus when he shouts it back. That's not out of spite or revenge. That's him going like he thinks he's clear, so he's like, "Hey, dick, guess what? It was actually me."
Kick rocks.
Yeah, kick rocks.
Yeah. No, I like Odysseus' character because that's kind of his vibe.
I do. All of that said, though, like,
however,
I do like the character in
Matt Damon. Come on, man.
I do really like the character in the movie. He's just a fundamentally different character. But he's good, though.
Yeah.
I like him. Matt Damon's great.
Maybe that's for the better. Maybe that makes him more interesting.
I do like the whole law of
like
Zeus
doubt. Yeah,
thing.
breaking the law of Zeus. And,
yeah, I think that's cool. I think it's a cool plot point.
Also, Anne Hathaway just kills it. Penelope. I mean, she can cry on a dime.
Yeah,
she's always good.
Yeah,
yeah. Tom Holland,
good,
his son. Yeah, he was good, and I like how she was like, "You're not your father," and like how it showed more like how they had to play it smart with the suitors and everything. Like, yeah, they might just kill you or fight you, like if you try,
And Robert Pattinson is a great just sleazeball.
Oh, he's just just a rat, just a sleazebag. Yeah,
like when he's like,
they're doing the trial,
picking on Tom Holland, Telecmus.
Oh yeah, and kicking the dog and everything.
Yeah, I did. I think I didn't
like that stuff.
Yeah, well, I did see an interview with John Leguizamo where someone was like, "So you throw the dogs off the cliff, the puppies off the cliff in the movie," and he he's like, "Yeah, I knew that people would that would anger people, but he's like, I think I make up for it later in the movie, but." Yeah, I love John Leguizamo. I think
he's good in it.
He was one of my standouts.
He really surprised me.
He's just very fun.
I also like what's his name? Like the second in command to Odysseus.
Oh, yeah. I forget the actor's name.
Let me find him. I'm gonna find him. But I really liked him. He was a standout for me as well. And then the whole Cersei scene freaked me out, and how they went practical with that.
That was really cool. Although, yeah, I mean, here's another example of a difference in the character of Odysseus. I like how it's done in the movie.
Humisha Patel as Eurylochus.
Oh yeah, he was really good. No, but the scene with Cersei and the pigs, like, I like how it's done in the movie, and I like this idea that I like how Matt Damon plays it. How he's that's one of the scenes where I feel like it really shows Odysseus as like he's actually like he actually is a smart guy. Yeah, and he's not falling for her trick, and he kind of outsmarts her, and like that's a really good one. Mm-hmm. But you know what he does in the movie, or he doesn't do in the movie? He doesn't stop to have sex with her, like he does in the because I mean, I'm just
forgot about that.
That
happened.
That's one of the things that he does a bunch in the play.
Oh yeah,
is he stops and
on Lotus Island and
and I'm just-
everything, and but originally aren't they stuck on Lotus Island originally, like in the beginning?
yeah, they're stuck there for a while, and then at the end, there's Cersei. They left out the Lotus Eaters completely, which whatever.
Yeah, Calypso just gives them the Lotus.
Yeah, Calypso. Yeah,
they just relegated it to Calypso.
They leave out the Lotus Eaters, which I know people complained about. It's like, whatever. That's you can change. You can leave stuff out and change stuff. That's fine. But yeah, no, it's like
they kept the whole bit where they tie him to the mast of the siren. So I'm glad they kept that.
Yeah.
And how he's just like everyone else, plug your ears with his wax, but I want to hear it. And they're like, why? It could be deadly, all this. And he was like, but I'll be the first man to hear it and live, or something like that.
And that
he just does it because
and that is like
for bragging rights
in the poem. That's kind of like
that's kind of the reason.
Yeah, he's basically just like why do you want to hear us? Because it'd be rad.
Basically, yeah.
The difference.
What do you
like,
think of the
difference? Is
the
like
big giant. What do you think of the big giant guys? The big giant island? Because I know that happens.
The
Lestronians,
or whatever they're called.
They
were kind of cool.
Like the silver armor.
Yeah, they were.
And apparently, they got like short people like in the Greeks that play them. Like they kind of tried to do like some Lord of the Rings tricks, like making the tall people look taller.
Lestragonians, that's what they're called.
Lestragonians, yeah. I thought that was a good moment where like they show up and there's like the kid one. They're like, that's pretty big for a kid or whatever. And he screams and announces them, and then the rest of them show up and they're like, run. We're not winning this. We gotta go. And they start fucking them up. But I love Odysseus does get a few shots in.
Yeah.
Because of course, they're leaving at the end.
I love the bow.
But they fuck up and kill most of his crew.
I love Odysseus with the bow. I love it. They play he's a good archer, and then they play into the whole like there's the musical note thing. That's really
that's cool. The ringing of the stringing the bow, and then the whole trial scene with the the bow going through the axes, the arrow going through the axe. And no one can do it. No one can even string his bow, and that's true of the story. And then Rob Pattinson's like, okay, like no one can do it, but
yeah, and that was good when he he's playing.
And then
he
just shows up and they're like,
whole beggar role.
When he's like, when did we allow beggars here? And
and then and he
says something cool.
Toys with the bow for a second.
You're all the beggars, or he says, and then he strings it, and then he does it, no problem, and it just starts fucking slaughtering all the suitors. Just one man, just John Wicking it, just one man against 40
I do
guys.
love that. It's like when he pulls the bow and does the note.
Because he's supposed to be a badass.
Yeah. But he does the note, it's like I got chills. I'm like, that was a really good scene. And then then there's the realization of
oh shit.
We're stuck in a room with this guy, and he's the only one with a weapon.
Yeah. And then they start. The guy breaks in there up top and starts throwing the weapons down. But then he just starts using those against them too.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And his son Telemachus is throwing them down. I thought John Bernthal, he was fine in this, but he also felt just Punisher. Like a lot of his roles feel very much the same. But it was cool seeing them twice in 1 month in 2 different movies, And Zendaya's Athena. I think she did a good job. I mean, it was just a small role, but the moments felt. I think
she was good.
Yeah, she did good in those moments.
There is this weird
when he's like killing the girl that represents Athena in Troy.
Yeah.
Like him breaking Zeus's law is going against Athena. I think that's what it means.
Yeah. Well, it's there's
and I love how all the god and mythological stuff is kind of left vague a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like it even starts off like in a time of apparent magic.
Yeah. Well,
but then there's a Cyclops.
Yeah. There are
so
definitely
it's a magic world, but
it's. Well, I think that's one of the points of contention for like a thing that Christopher Nolan changed, and I say contention meaning like some people are okay with it, some people don't like it. Is the gods feel less present in it, and
they're
and there's
more just like the environment.
yeah. Well, there's a line that
Environmental
I think
or-
Zendaya says, which I think kind of plays into what Christopher Nolan was trying to do. Is like, they're like where are the gods, and like isn't it obvious when you hear the thunder, when you see the waves, that's Zeus and Poseidon or whatever. But in the source material, it's like the gods are a lot more physically present.
Yeah.
But then it's you think about it and you go, okay,
And like they were actually at the like in the Iliad,
Yeah.
so, like at the Battle of Troy, and
and
Athena was just there, and like
Yeah.
you know.
and then and they even make it like Athena, like they subtly hint like, is this Athena talking to,
Or is it really just
or
his
is it
conscious?
just is it just his PTSD of the girl that was slaughtered at Troy?
Yeah, and then he imagines her as Athena.
So it's
that kind
like,
of thing.
but
then it
but then,
contradicts
like, but
itself, and then magic is real.
How do you do
So
how if you start including the gods as like real, like present things, it becomes easy to slip into like you're doing Clash of the Titans, you're doing Harryhausen,
right,
you're doing
Christopher Nolan would never do that.
and Chris, well, and yeah, that obviously is not the cinematic vision that Christopher Nolan wanted, and I think he handled it pretty well for like.
I think he did a great job with Hades. Like
That was
the realm
cool.
of Hades, they actually filmed it in Iceland, like
Yeah.
all this volcanic rock and everything, and like feasibly they could have traveled that far north and ended up there. Unrealistic, yeah, but feasibly they could have done that.
Yeah.
But I think the idea of him finding a cool real place in the world to film on location to get that effect was really cool, of all the fog and everything. Like
That was really
it was
cool.
actually real fog, and like there's a scene early on when they're sailing and like dolphins go by. Those are real dolphins that just happened to be there when they were filming.
That's
like
awesome.
I love that kind of stuff. That and I thought Agamemnon was slightly a weak character, but mostly he was just aura farming the whole time, and like his armor, kind of like a little off-putting because it
was okay.
Clearly doesn't look like anything that would have actually been around, and it kind of gives me like the guy that got the pre-order bonus DLC pack in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and like it's just wearing that, you know. Like that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Oh, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey has like a huge uptick of players because of the movie. Like,
nice. It's a good game.
Ubisoft's even. I want to revisit that again.
It's a good
I have it
game.
downloaded. But I gotta beat Black Flag first.
No, I like the ended thing. I like Sinon. Elliot Page.
Sinon, Elliot Page.
So
which the people tried to create outrage out of that.
Yeah. So
like who cares?
My understanding is Sinon either isn't a character in the Odyssey or is a very minor character. And what they kind of did,
Sinon in the Iliad.
No.
Okay.
Sinon is in the Aeneid.
The Aeneid, okay.
Which is a Roman text, because it's kind of interesting because they pull some. I think that it seems like, and I don't know if this was intentional by Christopher Nolan or if this was just like over the last 2,000 years, this stuff has become part of the Odysseus story, even if it's not official, like it wasn't in the actual poem. But there's this element of, Odysseus, he's the smartest guy in the room, but it's also Odysseus the liar, Odysseus the trickster.
That's how they play in this.
And kind of. That's from the Aeneid. So in the Aeneid, if you're familiar with it, it's a Roman text, is written by Virgil.
Yes.
And it's one of the origin stories of Rome in their tradition. So if Remus and Romulus is the founding of the actual city of Rome, then the story of Aeneas is how the people of Rome, like the people got to Rome in the first place. And Aeneas was supposed to be a Trojan, like noble, who, when Odysseus did the Trojan horse thing, he and some of his men and his family escaped, and they went through a whole journey where they went through the underworld and did an Odysseus thing, where they eventually ended up in Italy and fought a war
and then found
established what would then
Rome.
become Rome.
What would be Rome.
Or the people living there until Remus and Romulus found in Rome. That's the story. So, and in the Aeneid, it portrays Odysseus as the trickster, as the liar, because to the Romans,
he's the bad guy.
Yeah, because to the Romans saw themselves as they were the continuation of Troy.
Right.
So Odysseus is the reason why Troy fell. And in the Aeneid, Sinon is, like in the movie, he's the soldier that gets left.
Just guarding the Trojan horse and he gets killed.
Sinon is the soldier that ultimately tricks the Trojans into bringing the horse into Troy. And they played into that here, which was, I thought, interesting.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like a 2,000-year-old story, so it's, I think, blending different iterations and cultural influences throughout history. I think that works just fine when you're doing an adaptation. I mean, there's been dozens of different Odyssey adaptations.
Yeah.
Including Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, which is one of my favorite versions. Yes, that is the Odyssey.
Funny enough, it's
John Goodman's the Cyclops.
We talk about like Odysseus as a character. George Clooney in A Brother Out There is technically a better characterization of Odysseus, but the funny thing is, A Brother Out There,
because he doesn't feel bad about it.
The Coen brothers have admitted that they had never read the Odyssey when they made that movie.
So what? They just they had to be aware of it.
No, they were aware of it, but like
everyone's aware.
It says in the title card, based off of the Odyssey by Homer. If you watch the movie, but they
just knew the Spark Notes.
Yeah, they knew they had the Spark Notes version of it, and they just they admitted they had never actually read it, which is hilarious.
Yeah, which I don't think they would have. Yeah, well, you definitely don't have to worry about accuracy when you're just adapting the story, but not the setting or anything else otherwise.
Yeah.
Just the story, the hero's journey. I mean, which that, the hero's journey, the Odyssey, has influenced so much.
Yeah.
I mean, like everything. And that goes without being said. But I just, especially since I haven't read the Odyssey recently, there were some things I kind of forgot. Like I forgot about the Stronigians or whatever they're called, the big giant guy. I forgot about. I knew Cersei was coming up, but since they kind of switched things in the timeline and the journey, I didn't know when they were going to do that, and I didn't know. And they skipped over the Lotus Eaters altogether and just relegated it to Calypso. But I see for the movie's sake, and not over. Yeah, because it would be an extremely crowded movie if you included everything.
I like how they did this. There's the plot line of Telemachus trying to find out about Odysseus, and they do. It's kind of framed as like as he's doing this, there's flashbacks to showing Odysseus' journey, which, I mean.
Well, it's like people are telling him the story of Odysseus, and so maybe what we see isn't necessarily the truth.
And there's it's that makes the most sense for the film medium. But I think if I recall from when I did read it years and years ago, it's like the way the book is, or the poem is set up, is that it does Telemachus' journeys all at the beginning, and then it tells you Odysseus' journey, and then it culminates into Suitors.
Like
the first few books are like the Telemachy is like what you refers to, or whatever, the first few parts of the poem.
But honestly, I think it's definitely going to be an Oscar conversation. It's honestly, I just want to say this has been a really good year for movies.
Yeah,
just in general. I mean, we have the Odyssey, we have the new Spider-Man, we have Obsession, which is like one of the best, highest grossing new like indie horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Backrooms. We had Project Hail Mary, which I ended up seeing on streaming, but love it. It's been a great year for movies. Like, it feels like 2016 again.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
we went through that slump of COVID where we got a lot of bad and just a lot of sloppy movies.
Yeah, no, it feels good. I mean, if I feel
good
like coming
to have
out
like big summer blockbusters.
when I was coming out of the theater after watching Odyssey, I was like, I mean, first of all, I think my first thought was like, I'm glad I watched that in theaters.
Yes, and I saw it in IMAX.
Nice, yeah. I'm glad I watched it in theaters. I'm not sure it's a movie that I would either enjoy or maybe would ever even get around to watching if I didn't go buy a ticket.
But it's funny you say that because like Oppenheimer, I haven't seen it since I've seen it in theaters because I just feel like I saw the best version of it, and why would I want to watch the?
Yeah,
and so, there's the whole meme of watching Christopher Nolan movies like on your Apple Watch or whatever, you know, as he intended. But no, seriously,
I just load them onto my iPod.
There's something about seeing a big old movie on a big on the silver screen on a big screen.
Yeah,
and the energy that comes with that. Well, depending on your crowd, but like, just the excitement and grandeur and like the sound and the sound. Part of me was like maybe it's a little heavy-handed. It gets quite loud.
It was good. It's very well done.
Christopher Nolan's known for that, for having a huge,
very loud
dynamic. He'll have extremely quiet scenes where people are practically whispering, and then the battle scenes are like whenever the waves are crashing or whatever. It's just crazy. Like it's just
the Cyclops' scream was pretty intense.
But that made it scarier. And honestly, I could see like Christopher Nolan doing a horror movie after this.
Yeah.
Which would be cool.
But no, it's the sound good. The music, the soundtrack was interesting. It's like they used actual like historical instruments, and the soundtrack was treated more like a soundscape rather than a traditional score.
Yeah, I think it fit well.
I think it fit really well. I came out of the movie kind of just being like, I'm really glad that in 2026 we got an adaptation of the Odyssey that, you know, nitpick it if you want, feels really tangible as a film in the traditional sense.
Well, Christopher Nolan always does a great job.
He always does that. But like in the age of like blockbuster movies where like, you know, have you ever been watching an older movie and you're just like, why don't movies look like this anymore?
Yeah. No, yeah. I just watched Back to the Future, you know?
Yeah, it's like, and it's like, I can't always put a finger on it. And some movies now look really good, but some movies look so digital and fake. And
to go back to Brand New Day,
good.
Like, that's why I like Brand New Day. That's another reason I like Brand New Day so much, because it looked like a movie.
Yeah, no, it did. It really did.
It just looked like another...
And Christopher Nolan, like, I mean, he
flat digital.
He used the IMAX cameras and everything, so that definitely has something to do with it. But like, it's just a very tangible feeling film.
Yeah.
CGI or not, I don't care. It just feels really good, and I appreciate that in 2026 of all years we could get a film like this that's an adaptation, despite some people having issues with it, valid issues with it. It's really cool, and
well, I've heard a lot of people like customers and coworkers at work like talking about going to see this, like when it was coming out. People say, "Oh, I was seeing it a second time with my parents or whatever." Like, I don't hear people talk about movies like that. Yeah. And then of course they were talking about Spider-Man, but that was about it. But like to talk about the Odyssey, this ancient classic Greek tale, to be in the cultural zeitgeist again. Yeah. And for people to be like, I want to go see the movie, that's just cool, and that like makes it feel like the movies again. Like it just, you know. I
also do feel like there was a lot of manufactured outrage online before the movie came out, and I felt like I noticed as soon as...
never met a real person in real life that like complained about it.
Yeah, well, I feel like, you know, people were complaining about the armor, people were complaining about Agamemnon's armor, about how terrible it looks, and then movie released, I
and
immediately saw 180 of going, wow, this guy's aura farming the whole time.
He's
Holy
aura
crap.
farming, aura maxing.
And I'm like, oh my god, it's almost like it's hard to judge a movie until you've actually fucking seen it.
Yeah, when you see it in action, yeah.
And still, you see some stuff, and it's like stuff like people apparently had an issue with Tom Holland saying "dad" instead of "father" when he's
Rob
talking.
Pattinson says, "Oh, you're pining for daddy" or whatever.
Yeah, well, when he sees,
and whenever Odysseus says "fuck,"
yeah, well, like in the moment in the scene where he realizes that it's Odysseus, he calls him dad. And, and people go, well, that in ancient Greek world that would have been and whatever.
In ancient Greek world, they want to be speaking English.
Well, yeah, it's like, first of all, I was talking to my dad about this because he likes this sort of stuff, and he was like, he's a nerd who likes etymology and stuff like that, and he's one of those people that like read like the Bible in Greek type of he's not in Greek, but like tried to be like, I'm gonna find the best version of the Greek translation.
Yeah.
Not because he's religious, but because he's like, I wanna read that version or whatever.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah. What do you think of like Nolan's? Nolan always has that kind of American.
He was like in the actual Greek. Of course, there is no original version of the Odyssey because it was an oral
passed down
thing. Eventually, the Romans wrote it down. But like in the original like Greek, the word that is used is a familiar version of pater. So it would make sense if in English he would say dad. It's not the formal father.
It's right, yeah.
And then there's also the. Are you telling me that you didn't want that you would have gone and learned ancient Greek to watch this movie? Are you saying?
Well, let's be real. You're telling me you would sit through a whole movie in Greek? Like, I like foreign films, but 3 hours of that, I don't know if I could just sit through it if I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it was a long.
You got to make the movie. You got to make the movie for the masses. But Odyssey, so it's Christopher Nolan's highest-grossing film now.
Wow,
surpassed The Dark Knight Rises. It has made 1.1 billion worldwide as of now.
Nice.
And 461 million over the 4 weekends domestically. Which but it's crazy that it's the 5th film of 2026 to cross 1 billion, following Spider-Man Brand New Day, Toy Story 5, because that always will, Super Mario Galaxy movie, and the Michael Jackson movie.
Half of those movies apparently weren't very good.
I heard Toy Story 5 was apparently pretty good. I mean, it's about like iPad kids.
Yeah.
And then you have Super Mario. My mom just saw the Michael Jackson movie, I think, on streaming,
and it was not very good.
It's for the fans, and it's not for the people that actually analyze the man himself and his actions. It's the romanticization of Michael Jackson. It's what the fans want to see. Yeah. It doesn't tell the hard truths.
That's
it's very, and as a biopic to basically be telling this this curated, this fan narrative, this
I'm almost I'm a little.
There's always a bias.
I'm a little turned off from biopics in general.
I'm not a huge fan. The last one I really gave any attention to was the Bohemian, the Queen one.
That one was decent. I really liked the Live Aid recreation.
No, yeah, how they did that
cool.
was
and Rami
spot
Malek
on.
was really good. Biopics are always like, they're one of 3 things. They're really long.
They're always going to be long,
or they are completely pandering to the fans and to the
That's what
subject
Michael
matter.
does.
Or they do try to do something serious and grounded and realistic,
like a deconstruct,
and then the movie sucks because you realize the only reason I'm watching this is because I want to hear the music.
Well,
like they did
Timothy Chalamet did Bob Dylan.
I've heard that was good. I heard that was
good.
Like a while back I rewatched Walk the Line, which is one that I always was like, oh, this is a good biopic. I mean, it is good. It's really long, and it's also really hard to watch after having seen Walk Hard.
Right, the superior
it's really
version.
hard to watch.
Yeah.
But like, you get movies like what's that Motley Crue movie they did on Netflix, which is just like,
there's a lot of Netflix.
I remember Caleb was watching that, and I sat down and watched a little bit with it, and I'm like, this feels like it was made by Motley Crue's biggest hardcore fans. Mm-hmm. And he goes, it was, because it was made by Motley Crue. Or like
the biggest fans of Motley Crue, yes.
Are Motley Crue,
yeah.
Or like years ago they did a biopic for Hank Williams, and it was Loki.
Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston was Hank Williams.
And that movie tried to have a more like realistic, grounded, like real approach to Hank Williams, like actually explore the man.
Sometimes it's just boring.
It was just a really boring movie.
Sometimes their life isn't that interesting.
It didn't have it. Like, it explored like the complex and the bad sides of it and all that sort of stuff. But you know what it didn't have? It didn't have very much Hank Williams music in it, which you realize you start watching.
Wasn't there a David Bowie movie? Yeah. There was a David Bowie movie where they didn't have the rights to his music.
Yeah, and it's like you realize quickly, like, okay, it's all great. Like, I would love to see a biopic that's like a realistic, like, real take on David Bowie and the real man, but also you quickly realize
I want changes in there. I want a Ziggy Stardust in there.
Because you do want the music in it.
Well, I heard his estate's really protective of that.
Yeah. And then there's biopics where it's like not like a musical person, that type of thing. And like, what if it's like a historical biopic?
A boring normal person.
Yeah. Well, it's like if it's like a historical biopic, that's one thing. Those can be cool.
They're doing one on Anthony Bourdain.
Well, yeah, I was going to bring up the Anthony Bourdain one.
Yeah.
And I guess
out yet?
I think it came out because I've seen some reviews of it. Apparently, it's good. However, I've heard a few people say you could take the main character and name him something than Anthony Bourdain, and it would not change the movie at all. It just feels
drawing loosely from memoir.
It just feels like a cooking movie, basically.
Oh,
and Anthony Bourdain happens to be the main character. Like, that's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like an actual biopic about Anthony Bourdain.
But maybe that's a good thing.
Maybe it's a good thing, yeah.
That it just feels like a good movie.
But
because I rarely associate biopics with good movie.
No, yeah.
They're like own category. Like,
there's
it's their own thing.
There's a handful of them that I think are good.
It's like, it's a biopic, and you have that expectation of what a biopic
is. There's a handful that I think are good for a biopic.
And then we're getting the Beatles one, and it's each Beatle. So we're gonna get a whole 2-hour movie just on Ringo.
Oh,
which honestly, that might be my favorite one. Maybe it'd be. They're gonna have to do, because I don't know. I know John and Paul have good stories, and I'm sure George has a story to tell. But I feel like there's gonna have to be some kind. Obviously, there's gonna be Beatles music, so that's part of the gimmick and the draw. If you make it like a big musical, like music video, and that's like what they did with the Michael Jackson movie. They recreate Thriller and all that. And the actor Jafar Jackson, his actual nephew, plays him, and he looks a lot like him. So, that's cool. It's authentic in that regard.
Yeah.
But there has to be a spectacle to it.
Yeah.
So in the Beatles biopic, are we gonna give us trippy 60s psychedelic visuals? Do something fun. Don't just be Ringo in a room.
Yeah.
what I mean?
Or or I can forgive everything about it if they have a moment where he's in a room and he's playing around and he goes and he's just like, I'd like to be under the sea. And then he stops and then Paul goes, say that again. And then Paul goes, say that again. Everyone stops what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like the recording session, and yeah, they just,
if they do that, if they that would make it entertaining if they veered it into parody territory.
Yeah, just
that
enough.
Could be fun. That could be fun. I've heard like the Weird
Beatles
Al biopic was fun with Daniel Radcliffe because it does that.
Because
it's a biopic parody.
Yeah, because of course. So it's Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney. Harris Dickinson as John Lennon. Not as familiar with him. Joseph Quinn as George Harrison. Okay. Who he's from Stranger Things and The New Human Torch. And Barry Keoghan as Ringo Starr, which he kind of looks like him. Oh. But it's 4-film. They're pitching it as a 4-film cinematic event.
Okay.
And the films are scheduled for a simultaneous release. Oh. So they're going to just drop all 4 of them. April 2028. I don't know if that's the best strategy.
I'm probably only going to see one of them.
I mean, I'm glad we're not going to get like the Beatles cinematic universe where it's like extended, like maybe do like a Stone spinoff in there, you know. But
have a
Yoko Ono origin story.
have a post-credit scene where Yoko comes in and puts on a glove and goes, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Yeah. And she just starts screaming. It cuts to her singing with Chuck Berry and John Lennon. It just cuts to that.
Just a close up on Chuck Berry's face.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah.
But
that's weird. They're simultaneous. So I guess you could pick the one. Like if you just really want to see the Paul McCartney one, you could do that.
I don't know. I feel like any sort of Beatles biopic would be a losing battle because if you do just one movie,
so many of them.
Yeah, there's been so many of them. If you do just one movie,
and a lot of
it's
them
gonna
aren't
be
that
like,
good.
If you do like one movie, it's like okay, you can only fit so much into it without feeling really long and like overcrowded.
Yeah.
But then if you do an individual movie for each one, then it's like okay, now you have to put more detail into each one. And you take the John Lennon one, it's like okay, there's a lot of cool stuff that you could do John Lennon, but are they going to touch on his weight loss problems? And like his body image problems, are they gonna leave out the essay stuff? Like,
are they gonna
doing a whole movie just on that sort of stuff? It becomes like, okay, what do we leave out? What do we not leave out? And it becomes really
what
tricky.
era?
Yeah.
Is this just the 60s, like when they were just coming up as the Beatles? Are we gonna show John Lennon get shot again?
Or is it gonna be like, you know? And how much overlap between the 4 movies are there gonna be? Is there gonna be because they're all the band, they're all the Beatles.
Is it gonna be like?
Well,
is it like like in a show like where you'll have an episode where like multiple strings of episodes where it's taking place like the same time period? I don't know what that's called.
The Rashomon effect.
Rashomon, yeah. Okay,
the Rashomon.
Great.
Come on, man. You don't know Rashomon?
Where it's all a simultaneous story, but that's spread up over multiple. Like releases. Is it going to be like, oh, you have to see the George Harrison movie to fully understand the Paul McCartney movie? You have to.
The Rashomon thing is the I'm forgetting the filmmaker, the Seven Samurai and all those movies.
It's directed by Sam Mendes, who did 1917 and Skyfall. Okay.
Rashomon is
full. It says full life story. First time Apple Corps and surviving Beatles / estates have granted full life story and music rights for a scripted film. I don't know. Does that mean we're going to get the full life story of Ringo and just up to now, like him just chilling out doing Microsoft Paint and just you know.
Rashomon is a Kurosawa film where the idea is that there's something that happens, like, and it's the survivors afterwards and one of them goes like, this is what happened, and then they tell the story, and then it goes to the next person, they go, that's not how I remember it, this is what happened.
So slightly different than what I'm
I could imagine them doing like a thing, so like, like you take Bohemian Rhapsody, that movie, it's a movie about Queen. It's clearly, but it's like Freddie Mercury is the main character.
Right.
What if you did 4 movies about the Beatles where the plot line of the same, so all the parts where it's the Beatles is the same, but then one movie George is kind of the main character of the movie.
I think that's
and then
what
another movie Paul's kind of the main character.
Let's say they're telling the same. Let's say they're just talking about when they played Yankee Stadium, all that stuff, but they played Ed Sullivan, like that early Beatles time period. But you're telling the same time period, basically same overall story, like the Beatles, the British invasion, all that. But now it's hyper focused on George Harrison and his experience during that, and you see his perspective. I mean, I could see that working,
rather than jumping around
is it gonna
between
work?
all 4 of them.
Is it going to work 4 times over? And also, are you going to have like the Ringo movie just flops, but then the John Lennon one is a hit? Like,
I mean, realistically, if any of them,
they're releasing at the same time.
If any of them were going to be to like do well, it would be the Paul
and the John one.
What?
Unless it just comes out, like reviews come out, it's like, guys, you got to see the Ringo movie. It's like the best movie of the decade. Like,
yeah.
I want it to be good. I want these to be good.
Yeah,
but
I always kind of want
weird.
I always kind of want biopics to be good, but yeah, they're. I mean, let's be honest. If once you watch Walk Hard, it kind of ruins
will surpass
all biopics.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like I cannot watch the Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and take it seriously because I've seen Robin Hood Men in Tights enough times.
Right. Well, Robin Hood, he's like Dracula. There's so many different versions of, anyone can make a Robin Hood movie.
Yeah. But like Robin Hood Men in Tights is like very specifically a parody of that Robin Hood movie.
Right.
I didn't realize that for a long time because I had seen both movies, but it had been like, I never, like, it'd be like years apart or whatever. And then it was like a few years ago, I watched Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And then the next day watched Robin Hood Men in Tights and was immediately like, I did not realize how much this movie picks on that one.
Yeah, we had the Death of Robin Hood movie.
Yeah, with Hugh Jackman.
Age 24. I don't know how well it did, but
I don't know.
I'll definitely check it out once it's on streaming. It's not getting. It doesn't have the best reviews, but I'll definitely check it out when it's on streaming. I mean,
yeah,
I'm always down. Good until the end. Don't waste your time.
There was that Taron Egerton.
I saw a new streaming movie. What? I almost forgot to mention it. It's called The Last House. It's a new Netflix original.
Oh boy.
And oh boy. And basically it was I'm glad I saw it on Netflix. I'll just say that. It was your typical Netflix joint. But it was it had an interesting premise. Like basically it's in Seattle, but then it starts raining and like never stops raining. But like the whole premise is everyone for whatever reason gets locked in their own home, or like in any building you're in, you're locked in. You can't get out. Like it's a mystical force or whatever keeping you locked in. And it plays it like, oh, this is kind of going to be like, oh, the family starts out, they're this great, like ideal family at first. But then when they're locked together, like the cabin fever is going to set in and kind of like, The Shining and go crazy and try to kill each other. And you think it's going to do that, but it doesn't do that at all. In fact, it's like, no, this family does really well. Yeah, they have some issues, but they're handling the situation well. And it's revealed to be another thing causing this. Spoiler alert, it gets into a little like HP Lovecraft territory, which I appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
But
that doesn't automatically make it good.
Does not, and it every scene just feels like they've read the script like 5 minutes ago, and then here we are doing the scene, and like the whole it kind of plays it off like there's gonna be a sequel. There's not gonna be a sequel, like, but it was all right. It was I think streaming movies, I'm not as critical because I'm like, hey, it's you know what I mean, like it's included and let's check this movie out. If it's bad, you can click out of it.
Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you find some gems.
Oh yeah, you can find some gems as well. But it's not like you went out of your way, bought tickets, and then sat in this movie. But I rarely ever go to a movie if I think it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Like I try not to just look at all the reviews, but like I'm spending my money on this. I want to get at least an idea that it's gonna be worth my time and money. I think there was, I forgot what it was, but there was a movie where I almost like just wanted to walk out.
The only movie,
I can't remember what it was. There was and I wanted it to be good. What was
the only movie that I think I've walked out of the theaters on was Red Sparrow, that Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, did you walk out on that one?
I walked out on that one. Yeah.
I remember seeing that one. I remember it being really long and just like
it was boring.
But there's that scene.
Yeah, it was boring and not very good in the first place, I thought. And then there's the sexual assault scene in it, and that was kind of like, you know what? I'm not into. This is not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only movie I can remember walking out on.
Well, I can't remember the last time I went to a theater and like I was just sitting there and I was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's a good thing that I can't remember that because, the Tron movie, the new Tron movie, I never thought it was sat there and thought it was bad. Like I was having a fun time, but I did have the realization. I was like, this is basically just an extended 9 Inch Nails music video. Like it felt more like a music video than a movie sometimes. But I was like, you know what? I'm all for it. It's fun and there's cool lasers and a cool soundtrack. So like,
no, there's movies that I've seen on streaming that I wish I had seen in theaters.
Oh really?
Because I'm like,
that's an interesting
conversation. Movies that I missed. I didn't bother. With in theaters. But then I was like, I watched it. The dungeon. I've talked about the Dungeons and Dragons. Honor Among Thieves.
Oh yeah,
that was a movie. The trailers didn't look. They looked okay, but I skipped it and then I saw it on streaming and it was like, that was actually really good.
I feel that way.
That would have been fun in theaters.
I really feel that way. Project Hail Mary. That one, I was like, wow. It wowed me just in my living room. I was like, imagine what it would have been like in IMAX or just a theater. No, I regret not seeing that one.
What one that I watched fairly recently.
Plus, Ryan Gosling can do anything.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of Ryan Gosling, one I watched fairly recently that I love this movie is The Nice Guys.
Oh yeah,
I didn't see that in theaters. That's a really good movie.
I saw it with you the first time, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
We watched together. It was like a snowy night.
Yeah.
We had a mead.
But no, yeah, that one is it's one of those
oh, there's a coincidence, but another Ryan Gosling movie that I wish I would have seen in theaters was Blade Runner 2049.
I think I saw that one in theaters.
I saw that one
Yeah,
at the student union when they showed it.
I remember seeing that in the student union too. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I saw that
yeah.
in theaters.
That was my first time seeing it
because I was like
So-
stoked about a Blade Runner sequel. So I was like, I gotta go theaters. For
yeah,
this.
I was late to the game with Blade Runner,
Yeah,
and I have a confession to make.
yeah.
I'd never seen the full Blade Runner
Oh yeah,
until very recently.
yeah.
I've
It's
always seen like parts of it, and I've seen different cuts, like, but I always dipped in and out of it. And like when I was younger, I just didn't have the patience to just sit there and understand this movie. And I finally watched the final cut, which I think is like the definitive good version that that even Ridley Scott thinks everyone should watch. But like I watched that and I was like, it totally clicked with me, and now it's like one of my favorite movies.
the final
ever.
Cut is
Blade
so
Runner,
good.
the final cut, and it leaves out the narration. Like, and I know there's a point of contingency with the plot, like with the Harrison Ford's narration was literally phoned in because he didn't want to do it. And like they just forced him to do it. But that adds to the idea that he might be a replicant because he sounds so just mundane and monotone in the narration that
but they leave like there's the
he could be a replicant, like that adds
the
to
thing
that.
with the little unicorn at the end or whatever.
They leave that in. Well, they leave the there's the whole dream of the unicorn, and then there's he leaves the unicorn.
He leaves
the
origami, and that's supposed to like hint at something, but
it doesn't show them driving out into the like forest.
Yeah,
in the final cut, which apparently was just reused shots from The Shining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I've been on that road, but the Going to Sun Road in Montana was what they used for The Shining. Those the helicopter shots, and it was pretty cool. But
no, Blade Runner
they didn't show that, but I saw the final cut for the first time, and I was like, "Holy Cali!" It really clicked with me.
Yeah,
and it's like one of my favorites now. And then I watched 2049 again.
Yeah,
and I think I do like the original more. I really do like 2049. And at the time, I was like, I like 2049 more, but that's really because I haven't seen the whole.
I like the original more, but 2049 did about as
the visuals in 2049
about as good of a job as you could possibly.
It's honestly like almost as good. Like it's really good.
Yeah.
And the whole Ana de Armas as the AI love interest is good in there, and Ryan Gosling, I like how it flips it on its head, where he is a replicant and he knows he is, but he thinks he might be real.
Yeah,
like a natural born person. So it flips that on its head. And also, I know Ridley Scott, I think, has said that Harrison Ford, Art Decker, was a replicant. He doesn't know it.
Yeah.
But then Harrison Ford is like, nah, he's just a guy.
I also feel like 2049 does imply that he's not a replicant.
He's not. Because, well, there's the original implies he's not a replicant too, because when he fights the other replicants, they're super strong and he's clearly not. And they're like breaking his feet. Like, why would he... even if he didn't know he was replicant, that still doesn't mean he wouldn't have the strength and capabilities of one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that kind of defeats that mystery if you pay.
But
I like the idea of it though, that you question it, or because like they're so close to, they're so real. Like actually and I forget the villain's name at the end with the blonde hair.
Roy Batty.
I like the whole point at the end where like instead of just killing, like he actually saves Harrison Ford from falling. He keep realizing he died, and he just tells him what does he tell him? Like in the rain, like well, because they're limited time frame, the replicants, like they can only live like a few years.
Yeah.
And what does he tell him?
It's been a few years since
Anyways, it was a good scene. And Rachel and everything, it gets a little weird with the romance. But you know, you just have to accept it. But we're actually getting a new Blade Runner show.
Oh really?
set in the universe Blade Runner 2099, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Blade Runner 2099. So obviously the furthest it's ever set, which I feel like they have to keep pushing it more into the future because obviously, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's not. We've passed 2019 at this point.
We have, yes.
So, it is funny, like watching those older movies, like Back to the Future, like how they envision 2015. And I know that's more of a parody, but like Ridley Scott, like the vision for 2019 Blade Runner was taken very seriously. And, I like it, you just have to accept it. But obviously, like 2049's a little bit more believable. But I'm like, where's our flying cars, man? Yeah. But yeah, we're getting Blade Runner 2099. And here's the thing, we're like in a dystopian future anyways, just we don't have any of the cool dystopian future stuff.
Yeah.
It's just all the bad, crummy corporate AI crap.
The more every year that passes, the more I'm realizing that out of all like the media that's like set in the future, the one that's most likely to come true is cyberpunk, but also not as cool as cyberpunk. But
yeah,
just like corporations and AIs.
Yeah. We don't have the cool aesthetic. All the cyberpunk aesthetic.
It's the cyberpunk 2077, except for I don't have a cool heads-up display in my eyeball.
Yeah. So the premise for the new Blade. So in 2099 Los Angeles, of course, following an uprising, replicants are the power brokers in the city, while humans have become second-class citizens. So it's flipped on its head.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess they're continuing the plot line where like replicants can naturally procreate and like be born.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were trying to figure out in 2049. And that's like how they take over. I'm assuming that. Maybe it's not that. Maybe. But
yeah.
But then it says, Owen, a replicant Blade Runner nearing the end of her life, unites with her partner Cora, a human pretending to be a replicant, to hunt down a gang of rogue replicants.
Interesting.
So you actually want to pretend to be a replicant. So are the Blade Runners hunting off humans in this future now? Like, is it like flipped on its head? Because if the replicants are outnumber humans now, or at least have the power, the power struggles flipped on its head. It'd be interesting. I just hope they don't ruin it, because so far Blade Runner's been like a really
untarnished.
Well, because there's only 2 of them, so like there hasn't been much damage to be done because there's only 2 of them. So this show has to stick the landing. And I'm pretty sure Ridley Scott is a producer on it, so but that doesn't mean everything he's done recently is great.
Yeah. Some of the stuff's been okay, but
no, he does. I mean, it's at least okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the man's almost 90. So we can give him a break. He's made a lot of good movies. Yeah. So
people are
but Gladiator 2 I heard was
kind
of derivative. I heard Gladiator 2 was just a little derivative of Gladiator 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he also did well, I know he had a hand in Alien Earth, which actually I think took the Alien franchise in a cool new direction. And what else he did Napoleon. Will he, after Prometheus, do you think we would ever get another like Alien movie from him?
Probably not. I mean,
before he dies,
I don't know.
Or would we get? I would love to see him to do at least one more sci-fi thing. It could be in that vague Blade Runner Alien universe. I would like to see that.
Yeah,
at least one more time, even if it's not even that good. I just like his vision. Like he always.
He's gonna time
his Ridley. He's got time right, but Ridley Scott's like sci-fi stuff has such a like the aesthetic is unmistakable.
He's gonna put out. I bet he's gonna put out a new Alien movie, and he's gonna time it just right, so he dies immediately afterwards.
Why? So he doesn't have to answer any
so
questions.
he doesn't have to answer any questions about it. He can do whatever he wants.
Maybe he's already got it. It's already
it's
banked.
gonna he's gonna
and it's just on his deathbed. Like when maybe like that's one of his last wills. Like when he dies, they release this movie.
Yeah,
and it's just Prometheus, and it has like all the weird lore and engineer stuff, but no one can bother him.
All of the weird lore that Prometheus did that the Alien franchise has been like desperately trying to get away from the
and
past
it just
decade.
goes all in on it.
It just goes all in back on that stuff, and then he dies and doesn't have to answer any questions about it. Just go out with his middle fingers up.
Yeah, I love that. Anyway. On that note, I think we should end that there. It's getting late.
Yeah. All right.
This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The Odd Drunk Podcast recommends you follow their Instagram and join their Facebook group for more fun content. To visit all of our current streaming and social media platforms, visit the link tree in the description. If you enjoy the show, we would be appreciated it if you would leave a review on Apple Podcasts. The Odd Drunk Podcast would like to remind you to drink responsibly and not to drink and drive.